PHA, PHA, PHA.
It's time for me to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Vikram Cotah, to the gathering. A multifaceted personality, the CEO of GRT Hotels and Resorts. He is also an author, a public speaker, and the list goes on. Let's get acquainted with him through his video profile.
PHA, 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 PHA.
Mr. Vikram Cotah. Mr. Vikram Cotah entered a luxury hotel for the first time as a young 13-year-old and found his life purpose to become a hotelier. Since then, his mission is to help people succeed and live happily, inspired and healthy lives. He is the dynamic CEO of GRT Hotels and Resorts, known for strategic asset management, disruptive hotel design, astute hotel investments, functional operations, branding and strategy, designing experiences, and creating high-performance teams. He is a passionate master practitioner in multi-unit operations and building new hotels from concept to completion, adding value to the industry through thought leadership and influence. He empowers hospitality brands to achieve next-level success to maximize business growth and gain customer engagement and loyalty. He has previously worked in senior positions at Radisson Blu Hotels Cluster, Global Franchisee Architects, and Days Inn. As a Chief Executive Officer of GRT Hotels, he is living his mission to create a top-class hotel brand to deliver game-changing hospitality by adapting and disrupting status quo to inspire dreams and aspirations and spread happiness. The hotel brand grew 254% in top-line revenues in the past 8 years, in spite of the pandemic setback, added 12 new hotels, and grew customers multifold. He strongly believes that the best expression of hospitality is to serve and make a difference in the community during hard times. During 2004 tsunami, GRT Hotels worked to rehabilitate the fishermen's village around ECR. During the 2015 Chennai floods, they opened a community kitchen to serve 1 lakh helpless, stranded people with nutritious food. At the time of pandemic lockdowns in 2020, GRT Hotels served free food to COVID warriors, doctors, nurses, sanitation workers, and stranded migrant laborers for more than 90 days. They also sponsored oxygen concentrators to COVID care centers and saved many lives during the 2021 deadly COVID wave. He believes travel is the best education and has traveled around the world to more than 100 locations in 36 countries in 5 continents, seeking new experiences and adventures. He's a published author of the book Mojo in a Mango Tree on hospitality leadership. As a hobby, he does food styling for advertisements in print media and TV commercials for popular brands. He's also a fitness enthusiast and trains in CrossFit and powerlifting at competition levels. He loves public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands and welcome Mr. Vikram Cotah, the dynamic CEO of GRT Hotels and Resorts.
PHA, PHA.
Indeed, outstanding accomplishments. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage Mr. Vikram Cotah. Sir, request you to come up on the stage to address the gathering, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you, good morning, and I think that's a lot of pressure which Jay Shri has put on me, and thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. So how many of you think that hospitality has changed post-pandemic? Can I see a show of hands? So how many of you think hospitality has not changed post-pandemic? Hands? I think just sole gentlemen. I think both of you are correct because I feel change means it has to be something which is a paradigm shift. For example, you take the photography. Kodak camera gave way to mobile cell phones with cameras in it, okay? But I don't think hospitality has changed like that post-pandemic. I mean, the core of hospitality is still the same. I mean, people serving people, it's by the people, for the people. And I think hospitality hopefully will remain like that. And I think housekeeping is one of those backbone departments or core activities in a hotel which will not change so easily. But yes, of course, pandemic has taught us new things. I think the digital acceleration has taken place, sustainability, people are opening their eyes to it. So according to me, there are several trends which have actually come after the post-pandemic. And I think I recognize 5 of them as the topmost trends for 23 and 24, 2023 and 24, which I will tell you in the 5 minutes I've been given to speak. So I think first one is about wellness. I think more than anything, I think wellness has been brought into focus with the pandemic. And more than anything, not only the guest wellness, of course, we all have to focus on guest wellness, but it's also about the employee wellness. So there is a lot of focus on how an employee can be, top talent can be retained, not only with fancy salaries and perks, but with genuine care, taking care of overall wellness, that is your mental, emotional, and physical wellness. Today, I think the key differentiators for great hotel brands is when they put in these employee wellness programs as part of their culture, and that's what makes them very different. And I think this is going to be the future, that if you want a good culture, which is happiness at workplace, fun at workplace, and you want our employees to give out of their heart and be fully engaged with guests, we have to take care of their wellness. I think that's one of the trends which is going to catch up, and I think all of us have to be aware, and more so in housekeeping. You know, housekeeping is that department which is the most intimate department, which is hands-on. I mean, I think the most amount of body fluids they come in touch with in a room while they're cleaning is housekeeping. So I think we need to take care of that. That's one trend. I think the second trend is, of course, the hyper-personalization, which is going to come to another level. This has been happening since a few decades, but I think post-pandemic, people look forward to customized, bespoke experiences in hotels. When guests come in, I think they are multi-generational today. I think our guests, I think they come from baby boomers, over 50s, to the young people who are the millennials or the Gen Zs. And their outlooks are very different, and what they require is very different. So a hotel cannot have one single formula where they say this is the format which we work in and everyone has to fit in. So today, of course, technology and digitalization is helping. I think there is AI, there is data analytics, there is guest preferences program which is helping us. But more than anything, I think we have to sensitize our people, our teams to give these sort of bespoke, customized experiences to everyone. I think that's number 2 trend, and I think we all have to be aware of it. And I think it should not be done on the top, skimming the surface, but we have to deep dive and see how we can give these experiences so that we'll be a different hotel or a different product when people come to us. The third, of course, is the transformative experiences which guests are expecting from all of us. I think transformative experiences is something new. I think people, we have been in the experience economy since the 1990s. That means today if you ask the millennial what they want the most, they say it's not physical things. They don't want to collect physical things like generation did, which was the poverty economy back then. But today they want to collect memories. They want to collect experiences. They want to learn something new. They want to transform themselves new. So today, customer journeys, today, guest experiences are looking at transformative experiences for guests, which will impact the guest lives post-checkouts also, okay? Not only during the stay. So people today are not too taken up with the lavish settings or luxury amenities, but what they want is those immersive cultural immersive experiences. They want something which will impact them and which will, when they go out of the hotel, they go as a transformed person. And today there are a lot of things which can be done like that. There are interactive workshops, there are virtual workshops which we can give guests. There are certain cultural immersive excursions we can take them on. Cooking classes where they don't sit back and see the cooking classes, but they're involved, so they learn something new. So this is what the transformative experiences which guests are looking for, and this is going to be our future, okay? This is the third trend, which is, I think, a very important trend which we have to give cognizance to. And the fourth trend, of course, is the way, I mean, the community. I think whichever hotel or a hotel group we are in, we cannot ignore the community we are present in. So we have to involve the communities. I think it has to be the fabric of our thinking that we have to work along with the community. We have to go out to the community and we have to bring the community into the hotels. There are several instances where large groups have been doing this very successfully. And I think today guests choose hotels which are integrated with the local communities. So there are local artisans, we use local products which are there. We make sure that we encourage local employment. For example, we run the Radisson Temple Bay, which is a 45-acre property. And almost, I'm very proud that 25% of our employees are from the fishermen villages all around. And whenever we give entertainment, we say that we take this native entertainment which comes from the local communities and showcase them to the international guests. So these sort of things are appreciated not only by the guests, but it also builds that, it fosters a sense of belonging. People today want that sense of belonging, be it the guest or the employee, and I think that's a very important thing which we have to recognize, and we have to work with communities. And the last one, the fifth one is, of course, I was talking to Shekhar in the morning, it has to be that ecosystem thinking. I think sustainability is a big buzzword, but how far are we, how serious are we, how far are we getting into it, how well are we deep diving into it? I mean, we can recycle linen and make new bed sheets, but still serve water in plastic bottles, still give plastic bags. Doesn't happen that way. It has to be 360 degrees. So the strength is in the whole and not in individual parts. So we have to have this, instill this ecosystem thinking in our hotels with our staff, with our teams, so that it becomes a way of life. I think sustainability is a key word, and it's the future. We know how our earth is getting polluted, and what are we going to leave for our future generations. People are aware of it today. I think, and people, when they choose hotels, when they choose their vacations, when they choose their stays, they are choosing hotels which are sustainable, which believe that they can play their role, however small it is, in making sure that our earth is going to be protected for our future generations. So be it water, air, I mean, it has to be a 360-degree kind of an approach. And I think I'm glad that one of the themes of this today's PHA thing is about sustainability. And I hope that it all starts from housekeeping, I guess. And I think I'm glad that this has been brought to focus, and I'm very happy. With this, I thank all of you for inviting me to be here among you. And I think it's a great privilege, I think, to be among the housekeepers. And I've always been inspired by housekeepers, and I always hold them in very high esteem, very hard work. And I think without housekeeping, there are no hotels. I think it's a very important facet of hoteliering. And I wish you all the very best. And India is shining. I think we are a 3.5 trillion economy, number 4th in the world. But very soon, we're going to be number 3rd and 2nd. They say in another 10 years, we'll be the 2nd largest economy. We'll have the youngest workforce in the world. I think the average workforce in India is 29 years, and we'll be the youngest in the world up to 2070. So we have great opportunities in Tier 2 cities. They say that every second, 3 people are moving to a Tier 2 city from villages. So they say in another 10 years, the population the size of USA will move to Tier 2 cities from villages. So that's the domestic market. I mean, if you can recognize what I'm talking about, that's the size of the domestic market which we are talking about. And that's going to be our future, which is going to fuel our economy. And I think it's a very exciting thing to be in the next decade in India. And I wish all of us prosper out of India shining. And Jai Hind, all the very best.
Stay back on stage. Very important thoughts, 360-degree sustainability and happiness of employees. Thank you so much for that inspiring address. May I request Ms. Jayashree Nagaraj to please come up on the stage and felicitate our chief guest. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.